Saw the poster for Bone Lake the other day, had a hot chick in a swimsuit covered in blood in a lake of skulls, and I thought, this movie's for me. This one's for me. I did not watch a trailer before going to the film though, so I went in fresh as a daisy. You got a title of Bone Lake, there's a hot chick on the cover, it's rated R, okay. All the pieces are in play for me to get my perv on. Give me the spice, give me the gore, give me all of it. I eat it up. Is what I said going in. And then I saw the movie. It didn't give me shit. Before I pop the tea and hop into the lake, if you wouldn't mind subbing to Adam Does Movies on YouTube, Spotify, and Apple Podcasts, I would absolutely appreciate it. Short for t-shirt. Sorry for the confusion. All right, let's get into this. This is an R-rated film. It's 90 minutes long. It's already speaking my love language. I like a quick 90-minute horror film. Those usually work out well. In this case, this is going to be spoiler-free for the first half, but I really didn't like this movie, so I will go into spoilers later and I'll let you know, okay? I'm guessing this was done on a pretty quaint budget too, seeing as there's like 4 people in the whole movie. And they're going to be spending an extended weekend together at this beautiful Airbnb secluded in the middle of the woods on this gorgeous Bone Lake. 2 sets of couples coming together to stay at this place. What's the worst that could happen? You know, besides the fact that they don't know each other and the Airbnb double booked. I feel like this just happened in Barbarian, but whatever, that is the focus of this film. Our protagonists here are Sage and Diego. They have a healthy relationship. They've been together for a long time. I mean, it's healthy-ish. There was a little slip up from Sage with her ex-boyfriend. It was a one-time thing, not a big deal. They've turned the corner, and they're here to spend a lovely weekend together before Diego pops the big question, asking Sage to be his bride. He was not counting on Will and Sin entering the arena, though. These 2 lovebirds show up like they came out of an Instagram photo shoot, and they seem like perfectly pleasant people. So the 4 of them decide, in their infinite wisdom, to share the place, because the nearest hotel is a full 50 minutes away. Gross, that's so far. That's almost an hour. You couldn't pay me to be in the car with Sage for an hour. No, she's great. Actually, Sage isn't great either. She's perfectly fine. She's kind of got this Florence Pugh at home vibe to her. Then you have Diego, who is a total bitch. This guy puts the man, and oh man, is this guy a wuss. As the movie progresses, you will get progressively more annoyed at Diego and the fact that he never stands up for himself, throws a punch, or does anything to resemble a person. He acts as more of a plant in most scenes in the corner, which can be frustrating to watch. And I found this storyline to be something more akin to a Netflix streamer, meaning dumb. I feel like it thinks it's smarter than it is. And at first, I'm kind of on board. The first act's okay. Then we build up this cat and mouse thing that it's doing, a little bit of a psychological thriller. You have mysterious doors, you got locks, you got people that you're unsure about. They're playing each other. There's a game at hand. Okay, what else do you got? Well, it turns out the whole thing's just going to spiral into nonsense in the final act. It becomes utter schlock. It's like they ran out of budget, too. Because the first 2/3 of this movie look pretty nice. There's some good vista shots. There's some pretty cinematography. That all goes out the window in the final 30 minutes. And the thing turns into Looney Tunes stupid. There's a little bit of action. The choreography's miserable. The way it's framed up, the blocking, none of it is working right. Now, as for the poster, where we see the hot chick in the lake, while that does appear at one point, it's not hot. It is a lake, but the movie's called Bone Lake. You would think there'd be some boning going on. Not much. And it is rated R for some blood very late in the game. Otherwise, there isn't shit in this film. No nudity at all. Sexual content a little bit, but it's so lame. The whole film is just a big ball of edging without the payoff. There's a major tonal shift in the 3rd act, which didn't work at all for me. And that means this movie doesn't work at all for me either. It was a pretty bad watch. It had me on the hook for a while until it lost me, and I almost got up and just walked out because I did not care what happened to anyone by the end. Okay, that's all I'm going to say in the spoiler-free section. Now, if you want to stay with me, I'm going to ruin this movie, but spoiler, you don't really need to waste your time watching it. So let's get into it. The plot revolves around Diego and Sage's characters. Diego decided he was going to take the year off from work to write a great book, which means Sage is the sole income provider right now. I'm sorry, do you need to not work in order to write a book? You can't do both? Whatever, setting that aside, he's apparently not a great writer either, and that's going to get thrown in his face several times before the end of the movie when he's like, hey, you're right, Sage, I do kind of suck at writing. I'm going to go back to teaching. You're the more talented one. Like, come on! Anyway, they go to this Airbnb, and the big reason for it is simple. Diego wants to propose to her during that final sunset on the beach. Well, this gets ruined when Will and Sin show up. These lovebirds do not want to leave. They are about to play rock, paper, scissors to see who gets to stay, but that gets cut off by Sin. We're all adults here. We all seem like we're normal people that aren't going to murder each other in our sleep. Why don't we try this out together? It's a big place. So they agree, and they all stay together, and it starts out pretty positively. There's nothing weird going on. They're drinking, they're getting loose, they're playing some games, they're having some fun. And then they get to the first challenge, which is these 3 doors, these ominous doors in the corner of the house, and Will wants to crack them open and see what's inside. Good thing he has a mallet that he can just knock on the side of the lock a few times, open that bad boy up and see what's in. The first room is giving 50 Shades of Grey. There's a sex bed, there's a bunch of dildos lined up on the wall, and I'm like, all right, now we're finally getting somewhere. And then they close the door and never go back. So then I was like, okay, well, I don't need to be here any longer. The next door they go into is far more creepy. There is a Ouija board on the ground surrounded by candles, and there's newspaper clippings all over the walls about all these people that went missing at Bone Lake. Supposedly, the lake was named this because of all the bodies and all the bones littering the floor of this lake. This is enough to creep Diego and Sage out. They leave the room. They're like, we don't even want to see what's behind the third door. But I already knew what was behind the third door at this point. That was the reveal that these 2 lovebirds are not who they claim they are, and they're actually the bad guys. That's right, Will and Sin, it turns out, are not good people. Which the movie's definitely going to let you know pretty early on, when Sin is trying to get Diego to lust over her, putting him in precarious situations. The classic, oh, I lost my contacts. Can you help me find them in my underwear drawer? Just move those dildos out of the way that I'm never gonna use in the movie! By the way, there is a sex scene earlier between Diego and Sage, and they're on a bearskin rug. She's got like a towel or a blanket around her lower half so that we don't see her ass or like any penetration going on, short for penetration going on. But the camera does a top-down view, and I'm almost positive I saw her shorts on underneath. So, bad? Just lazy. Just bad. The movie really takes a turn when Will's gonna go out on a 5 or 6 mile jog in the morning, and he happens to cross Diego, who is hiding an engagement ring for Sage. He inquires about what's going on. Diego tells him. And then Will, a day later, weaponizes it against him at brunch when he pulls out that very same ring from Grandma and proposes to Sin. And he even has the cojones to say, I was going to do it lame and go out at sunset on the beach, but I just can't wait any longer. This naturally upsets Diego to the point where he does absolutely nothing. He goes, Will, I need to see you outside. We need to talk outside, Will. Yeah, outside! Will puts on this pathetic performance about how Sin has cheated on him in the past and he needs to lock this ass down. So he took the ring and he feels bad, but he really needs this. And Diego goes along with it. What? Now the pieces are starting to move. After Diego has both been seduced by Sin and has been hoodwinked by Will, he lets Sage and Will go solo to the store to get more groceries. What? And this is where Sin and Will are going to separate and dominate. Command and conquer, baby. Sin tries to put the moves on old Diego once more, while Will is trying to get Sage to bang him in the car. Do they or don't they? Well, they're at odds with each other when they get home, not sure who to trust. But because their relationship is strong enough and they suspect that some foul play is going on, they are able to separate themselves from these crazy people for a second to find out what's behind door number 3. And wouldn't you know it, it turns out that Will and Sin actually own this place and they've been fucking with people for a while. It's all about the chase, baby. It's all about breaking up relationships and then dumping the bodies in the lake. Classic. And this is when the movie goes from mildly intriguing to downright terrible. As Will and Sin come in the room, you figured it out. We're crazy now. And Sin suddenly becomes all disheveled and no longer supermodel-ish. She's just nuts now. And we find out they're actually brother-sister lovers. Incest. You gotta love it. Diego and Sage attempt to leave the house, but it's no use. These two idiots are somehow giving them the slip every time. And this is where I just can't even with this movie. Sage and Diego, or Diago, I'm not actually sure what it is, to be honest with you, but they are running away together. The idiot hurts his leg. Ow, ow. And then they split up in the house. He is gone for like 10 minutes while Sage has a knife fight in the kitchen against Sin. Terribly choreographed, by the way. I'm pretty sure at one point when Sin tries to stab down on Sage, this is the classic reversing of film shot where the knife, she catches the knife like it's stabbing down on her, but in actuality how they filmed it is they had the knife down and they just reversed the footage because it looks so bad. It's like, huh! Sage is dealing with both of these jackasses for a while Diago is just, I don't know where. She's gone. Eventually, he will reappear and stab Sin in the foot as she's crossing the dock that he was for some reason hiding under. But unfortunately, Will is gonna catch up and kill Diago with the chainsaw. I'm like a chainsaw. What? A motherfucking chainsaw. What? Come and get it. Sage would like to ask him a few questions as she buries one right into the back of his skull, causing him to fall down on the chainsaw. And this is really the only bloody scene in the entire movie. They get onto the boat where Sin's like, surprise! She hops on. This whole thing is filmed like ass. They clearly ran out of budget at this point. The boat's moving around. Diago has the axe while Sage is driving. She's got a knife, keep in mind. Sin has a knife. He's got a fucking axe. And of course he sucks and can't hit her. She falls off the boat. He's able to cut off a couple fingers, and I already knew there's that stupid ring from Grandma. He's gonna put it on Sage to end the movie. I just fucking know it. But Sin falls into the water. Her hair gets tangled up in the boat motor, and Sage is like, let me boat you a question. That one didn't really work, like the ask you a question, but whatever. She runs her over with the boat. The film ends with Sage Dog and D Money sitting down at the end of the boat at night, and he grabs that ring off the finger, throws it in the water, puts it on Sage, and they laugh. And that's Bone Lake. It's stupid. Say, now that I saved you 90 solid minutes of your time, if you wouldn't mind subbing to Adam Does Movies on YouTube, Spotify, and Apple Podcast, I would appreciate it. And if you haven't yet, I also have a review out for Good Boy. These are probably coming out on the same day, so you might have missed it earlier. All right, that's all I got for you. Hopefully I see you next time. Take care.